This Friday on July 1st, the Pokemon Go set finally comes out in stores. What is up, Drippies? I hope you guys are doing well, and I want you guys to know that you are loved. We're gonna go ahead and check out a few cards that you may be looking forward to. I know I'm looking forward to, and we're just gonna go ahead and check out a list that I have made. This is my opinion. I hope you guys enjoy the list, and let's get into it. Alright guys, so this list is comprised of both playable and collectible cards. I usually do my list side by side, top 10 playable, top 10 collectible, but today we're gonna kind of mash them together since Pogo is kind of a small set of 77 and secret rares. Alright, so we got starting off, we have a Rare Candy reprint. Rare Candy is a very good card, especially if you're trying to evolve a basic Pokemon straight into a stage 2 Pokemon. So it's really cool, and the fact that they have it unwrapped makes it even cooler. Basically, unwrapped shows you exactly what it looks like from the Pokemon Go. We've all been wondering, what's under the wrapper? And we finally get to see it. Then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the Slowbro. So this Slowbro is a pretty peculiar Slowbro. It has a pretty cool move for 2 colorless energy Twilight Flash. This attack can only be used if your opponent has a 1 prize card left. You take 2 prize cards. So basically, if your opponent has 1 prize card, you use this attack, you take 2 prize cards. So you can be 2 prizes behind, use this card and just take 2 prizes without even having to get a knockout. Very strange card. I think there's gonna be some cool meme decks that come out of it, but I'm looking forward to seeing if people can get that working consistently. That'd be pretty cool. Then we have a Alolan Raticate. Alolan Raticate has a pretty cool move that takes your opponent's active Pokemon down till it has 10 HP for 3 colorless energy. I believe it's called Super Fang. And then from there, you could probably pair this with a Weeping Bell or Butterfree or anything that poisons or burns that Pokemon in your opponent's Pokemon in the active position. That way it just gets knocked out during the switch phase or the turn phase and pretty much can KO anything at once. I think this is going to be extremely cool. I know that somebody's going to be building a deck, hopefully it's me, that's going to be able to build a deck that's super consistent and that it's going to be able to work and just win games left and right. So these are a few playable cards. We got Ditto. Ditto's going to be a really cool card, and I don't know, I'll have a little insert here. Basically, Ditto you find underneath the cards. So it's just like Pogo, where you go to catch your Pokemon, you catch it, and it says, oh, this is Ditto. So basically, that's how you get this card right here. And it has a pretty cool ability called Sudden Transformation. It lets you use any move, any basic Pokemon in the discard pile without a rule box, lets you use that move as long as you have the energy to do so. So you can pair this with all kinds of different decks, like Mad Party. You could also use it with the new Gyarados and Magikarp deck. So we got the Magikarp right here with the, not ability, but Raging Fin attack. So for 10 plus, it does 30 damage for each Gyarados and for each Magikarp in the discard pile. So if you play all 4 Ditto, you basically can discard all the Magikarp, all the Gyarados, and be able to use Sudden Transformation and be able to get your max output damage of, let's see, 8 times 3, 24, 250 damage. And then if you have a Choice Belt, you can do 280 damage for 2 energy, and you could use a twin energy. That's incredible. So hopefully this deck is gonna be as good as we think. And then we're gonna go move into some of the cooler cards we have coming in the set, more of the collectible cards. And I always forget Mystic's name. Let me see. We got Blanche. So we got Blanche right here, and all of these are going to be the same. So on this one, you draw 2 cards. If you draw any cards in this way, you can flip a coin and take a water energy and attach it to one of your bench Pokemon if it's heads. And then we got Professor Willow Research right here, full art. It's going to be a sought after card. It's a pretty cool card. I actually like it. I'm still going to be sticking with Professor Oak from the Celebration set. But this is going to be a pretty cool card. If you guys think this is going to be a really cool card and you're going to want it, let me know down in the comments. Then we have Spark, same thing as Blanche, where you draw 2 cards. If you draw any cards this way, flip a coin. If heads, you can put a electric energy on it, one of your bench Pokemon. And then we have Candela. Go Team Valor, pretty much the same thing on there. All right. And then we have the Golden Mew. Gonna be a super collectible card. Everybody, this one is really cool. I like the Golden Mew. And then we have the Mewtwo V-Star. Basically the same thing, except this one is English and I can read this, so we're gonna read the attacks now. All right, so 280 HP. We know that from the Japanese version as well. We have for one Psychic, one colorless, it has Size Surge, hits 90 times. And then discard up to 3 Energy Psychic from your Pokemon. This attack does 90 damage for each card you discarded in this way. So you can get up to 270 damage, and then with the Choice Belt, 300 damage with the Size Surge attack. And then you have the Star Raid attack. Same energy cost. This attack does 120 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon V, to each of your Pokemon's V. So they could have like a full bench of Vs, an active V, and you just do straight up 120 damage to every one of them. Pretty cool. I like that. And then we have Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr alt art has him in the Pogo Stadium. It reminds me of the Pogo commercials that they had back in the day. From there, we have the Mewtwo V alternate art as well. And if you guys remember this one, especially in the beginning, if you played Pogo back in the day, remember they just showed a bunch of people going to New York City and all ganging up on Mewtwo and taking Mewtwo out. And I believe that was like a foreshadowing to show that we're gonna have raids someday. But at that time, it was really cool and everybody was like, hopefully someday we can do this. And lo and behold, we finally got it. And it was really cool. And then we have some of the some of the big hype cards in the Pogo set. We have the Radiant Venusaur. So the Radiant Venusaur is really cool. Not only does it look pretty, but it does have a really good ability. It lets you, once at the end of your turn, which is really weird, after the attack. So after the attack, you may use this ability, draw up to 4 cards in your hand. So if you have 0 cards in your hand, you've attacked. After you attack, you draw 4 cards. So there's like another phase in Pokemon, and only Venusaur has access, so go Venusaur. And then we have Pollen Hazard for hits for 92 grass, 1 colorless. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, confused, and poisoned. Most of the time, you're not going to be using Pollen Hazard. You're not going to be using the Venusaur for its attack. You're going to be using it for its ability, Sunny Bloom. Then we have the regular Venusaur in the set. So what's weird is that they have a Radiant version and a regular version, and they both have pretty cool abilities. So Loopy Lasso allows you to flip a coin of heads. It's basically a free boss. So I'd like to see this do some pretty cool stuff. And not only is it a free boss, but with their active Pokemon, the new active Pokemon is now asleep and poisoned. So who's to say you can't use this Venusaur with the Alolan Raticate with the bring down to 10, and it's already asleep and poisoned. And then from there we got Radiant Blastoise. Radiant Blastoise, again, super duper cool. We got Pump Shot. You must discard a water energy card from your hand in order to use this ability. Once during your turn, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon or benched Pokemon. So basically, it's like a quick shooting Inteleon, except it's a basic Pokemon. You slap it down and you have to use a water energy. Helps you discard water energy for maybe Melanies, or if you need to discard energies at all, this Radiant Blastoise is there to help. And then we have a Torrential Cannon for 170, 2 water energy, 1 colorless. This Pokemon can't use Torrential Cannon the next turn. Then we have the regular Blastoise from the set, Vitality Spring. Once during your turn, you may search your deck for up to 6 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. If you use this ability, your turn ends. So use this early, but it's a pretty cool setup card in being able to get water energy in play, up to 6 of them. That's 6 energy. Then we have Hydro Pump for 4 colorless energy, 90 plus. This attack does 30 more damage for each water energy attached to this Pokemon. You could put a Diancie out there in the active position. They can't boss, and you can use Vitality Spring to get everything set up on the bench and just have a heyday next turn. And then from there, we have a Radiant Charizard. So Radiant Charizard, it looks awesome. I mean, it looks really cool. I like all of them. I like all the starters. I'm going to be getting all of the Radiants. They're amazing. They're beautiful. And not only is Radiant Charizard shiny and awesome, it has a pretty cool ability that coincides with its attack. So this Pokemon's attack costs 1 energy less for each prize card your opponent has taken. And then Combustion Blast for 250 damage has for 5 energy, 1 fire. During your next turn, this Pokemon can't use Combustion Blast. So if you have a choice belt, you can hit up to 280. If you have a, well, you can't use Hawlucha because you can only have 1 Radiant. But if you have any other ways of getting damage modifiers on there, like a Leon for an extra 30, you can have up to 310 damage for 1 energy, potentially 1 energy. Really, really good card to just have as a one-off, especially in fire decks. And then we have the Charizard regular ability, Burn Brightly. Lets you can't stack this, but each basic fire energy attached to your Pokemon provides 2 fire energy. You can't apply more than 1 of this ability at a time. So you have Flare Blitz for 170, discard all fire energy from this Pokemon. So if we're taking 1 energy turning to 2, then we can use Flare Blitz for 170 damage for only 2 energy. So I think that's really good. If you guys like this list and you think it was super helpful, and you guys want to see more of this content, go ahead, give it a like. Let me know what you thought down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.